Like I don't want to be that ever again, bro. I want to be the person that like my friends and my family have the utmost confidence in that like I am doing the right thing at all fucking times, bro. You know what I mean? And like that, like I'm somebody that they could be proud of. Like proud to say like, yo, that's my friend. That's my brother. That's my son. You know what I mean? Proud, you know? Because I'm out here doing things the right fucking way for once, you know? And I have more than enough ability to do it, bro. I just have to stay out of that dark place. I have to stop letting those little fucking things that I let creep up on me, don't even give them the opportunity to knock at the door, bro. You know? And it's by continuing to do these things that I'm doing. Right, you feel me? Fuck the shoe now. Damn, you got that new John. Yeah, no, the phone. That thing's sharp.
With the silver.
Yeah.
The silver with the white?
Yeah, that's sharp.
I came in this morning and told Ryan that I like what he's doing the past few weeks, like how he's cleaned himself up, the shirts and...
The hair.
Yeah, I swear to God, bro, I think it's the haircut. Like, you look great, you do, but I think the key is the haircut. Yeah. There's the new glasses.
The showing up on time for work.
Right. Not to mention...
Yeah. Yeah, it's important.
It's a fact, man. Nah, this is good, man. This is exciting. All right, man. Big goals have always helped me push through little bullshit along the way because I know where I'm headed and what I'm aiming for. And so I choose to think in terms of where I'm headed every single day, and I see through and past a lot of shit. So what are your goals, man? I know where you've been a little bit. Like, what are you aiming for? I want you to I want the colorful picture. Let me hear it from your mind itself. Like, what are we going for?
So there's a lot of big goals that I have. So one, I was kind of talking about it a little bit last week. It's like this whole anger thing that like I'm trying to, get a grip on. And like I just got angry not that long ago. Like I was mad. I felt myself like, you know what I mean? Like, when that shit boils in your stomach? Yeah. I was mad. And like I had a moment where like...
So if you did what you said last week, like, what were you mad about? Did you think about it yet?
So yeah, yes, so
throw that out
and
there.
that's why so quickly like I was able to get over it, right? So it was, and it was easier to get over because it's one of my friends, you know what I mean? But like he said something that I didn't like, right? And like what that is like if it was just my friends in there, I wouldn't have gotten mad. But because there's new guys in there that don't know me, it triggered something like, don't talk to me like that in front of these guys because then they're going to think that it's okay to talk to me like that. You know what I mean? And that's what triggered that. And I got mad. I got angry.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Do you know that you did that to him last week?
Did I?
Yeah, he was doing a meeting with the newer guys, and you went in there and you sunned him a little bit with something that you said. Yeah, and it bothered him a little. And I told him to come and say something to you about it.
Really?
And he didn't. But it's uncomfortable for him. Like, yo, when you do X, Y, Z, I don't know if you intended it this way, but you made me feel like foolish. Like I have something to bring to the table too, and not for nothing. It undermined me in front of the new guys, and I wanted him to challenge you and be like, "Don't you think that's bad for business and like what we're trying to do?" Because now they're not going to have respect for me the way they should because you just came here and sunned me. I just realized that myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So then he was probably already feeling some type of way.
I don't think it was like that where he's harboring, especially him being someone who can let stuff go so fast.
Nah, he got mad. He got mad. And he doesn't usually get like that. So, like, that's probably what it was.
See, and it was very uncomfortable for him to deciding if he wanted to talk to you about it. He planned to, but that's not the norm. And so obviously he just decided not to do it. And it's so easy to not address it. And then look, it comes out later.
Yeah.
Because if he was mad in like this kind of, it's a little strange type of way, it's probably because he's harboring.
Yeah. But like I've gotten really, really good at like, before the action even comes out, like I stop. But like obviously like I'm gonna have my lapses and shit like that where like shit happens, right? Like I'm not perfect and it's never gonna be perfect. But how quickly I'm able to process it and get over it, that's what I'm striving for. Like for that reaction to not even come out to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like that's a big goal of mine. Another big goal of mine is like to just be stable. You know what I mean? Like, and not have worry. Because like I have worry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I come in on a Monday and it's like I got no money on the board. Like I got to figure that out, right? I sometimes it feels like pulling fucking blood from a stone, right? But then even beyond that, it's like I have worry in other areas too. Like I have these debts that like have to be paid. Like they have to, or else I will not sleep peacefully at night. It keeps me up sometimes. You know what I mean? Like it's a worry of mine. Now, do I know that in time it's going to be taken care of? Yes. But it's only going to be taken care of in time if I take care of it.
Having the right perspective on things, probably, I would bet, if you're like measuring the amount of energy it takes a lot. Like, oh, don't worry, I know everything's gonna be all right. It's easy to say, but it's hard to do.
Yeah.
It takes like capacity to tell yourself that and be okay. So when we're not feeling the strongest, we're gonna feel like it's gonna overwhelm us.
Yeah. Those are like two big goals. And like another thing for me is, you know, so many times, bro, I've been caught up in like bad relationships and shit like that. Not to say that a relationship is a goal of mine right now, but when it does become something that like I want to pursue, like I want to make sure that like it's the right one. You know what I mean? Like it has the right foundation underneath of it.
Yeah.
Like where it's two people that are emotionally stable, emotionally available, who strive for shit, that have goals and like want to accomplish those goals individually, which makes them come together as a pair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Two parallel lines, man, can go on forever. You have your goals, I have my goals.
Yeah.
We're moving in the same direction, and we decide and choose to help one another along the way.
So I think it's like you each have individual goals, but then there's also goals as like a couple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Love this.
And like that's not something that I've ever experienced before. You know, like a lot of my relationships were just like toxic driven, where it's like my insecurities, their insecurities, they both spill out at the same time, and it's just like, it's just dude, it's a mess.
It's a nightmare.
Oh my goodness.
How long will you wait to decide? How important is it that you and somebody that you're with, whatever person, doesn't end up toxic? How bad is a toxic relationship? Are we in agreement that it'll fucking kill you?
It'll take me out.
All right. So how long will you go about dating somebody before you say, I'm going to act impulsively, move in with them, step it up? How long? Because you have to hold the line. And give it time. You know how much time did I give before I ended up with the person, with Jess, before we ended up together? I've been talking about 6-7 years. And I've had relationships in the past that were the same that I decided weren't the right ones for me. And girls will resent that. Like, yo, it's been a long time. It's like a shit I get off the pot thing. Yeah. I was like, oh, man, I need to start to tighten this up. But right at the end of me exploring, I decided who I wanted to be with anyway. And then I made the final decision. Yeah. And I'm so happy with that. But how long are you going to go about the dating process to see what someone looks like when things suck and how you guys can manage, what things look like when you're great and everything in between?
So here's the thing. Like I'm a lot different with that kind of shit nowadays because I'm very cautious. Like because I know how bad like that could fuck me up, right?
This is huge, bro.
So nowadays, like whereas before, like, yo, I'm looking for one thing and one thing only. You know what I mean? And nowadays, like, that's the last thing. First of all, I'm not looking for anything. Like, I am still, like, I have it together a little bit upstairs, but, like, I'm still very emotionally unavailable because I have serious trust issues, right? Because I think people are fucking out to get me, because I think people are just going to get in the way of, like, what I'm really looking to accomplish. So, like, I'm not looking for anything right now, nor am I even available for it, you know? And I've had to come to that realization like recently, right? Where like I thought that like I was ready for that, and very quickly I realized that I wasn't.
Yeah.
Because there is still so much more that I have to learn about myself in order to offer it to somebody else, right? So like if I'm not fully capable of offering something to somebody else that isn't materialistic, but that's like emotional support,
emotional
stability, all of that shit, like all that emotional shit. Like if I don't have that for you, I won't even pursue it, right? So if I stay with that logic, like, I mean, bro, it's Like you really don't understand who, like you don't know who somebody actually is in a short period of time, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, shit, 12 months. You really don't even know who that person is.
24.
Right?
Yeah, bro.
You have to really, really, really get to know somebody to understand if that's the person for you or not, right? And like when it comes to like self-seeking shit, like sex and all of those things, like it doesn't serve me.
What are you
Like,
doing?
I don't think about that.
So you
shit.
just opt out for now.
Yeah.
Because when you go back into it and emotions get magnified because you sleep with somebody, you're like, and then you have this track record of doing things a certain way. This is for anybody. You're like, oh, well, first we sleep together. Now we're talking a hell of a lot. Now we have to move in together. And it's just like, it snowballs quick. And unless you change that behavior and that pattern, you're going to end up in the same place. And you're pretty much saying like, yeah, I'm going to do more getting to know myself first before I jump into that.
Yeah. So like one of the big like signs that like I've changed a lot is like sex used to drive me, bro. Like that would feed that nasty ego that I had. Like, yeah, I'm the man, dude. You know what I mean? Nowadays, like it makes me feel guilty. Right? Because once you cross that line with somebody, then it's like
Expectations.
you gotta take it there. You know what I'm saying? And like I don't have what it takes to take it there with somebody right now.
Right.
Like not even close.
And how do you say to somebody directly? I had a problem with this problem when I was dating. Like, hey, we're literally just sleeping together. Like, I don't know how to do that. So there's always some sort of like even a silent expectation that I'm probably not going to fulfill, and I'll kind of let it carry on longer than I should, and then now you're messing with somebody's emotions, and it's a big problem.
There's expectations regardless, like no matter what people say on both ends. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's talked about or not, whether it's even realized or not, there's expectations, right? So even if I sit down and have that conversation with somebody, right, where it's like, this is just what it is, like there's always going to be more that's wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like always, whether it's spoken on or not is another thing.
Like they're silently playing a game.
Always, bro.
For what it is that they want. They might be yesing you to death, but they're going to keep on playing.
But in all reality, they don't actually feel like that. You know what I'm saying? In all reality, like deep down inside, like they want more. Or I want more, right? Because it could go both ways. It could go either way. So like I'm a firm believer in there is no healthy way of just sitting down and having the conversation and carrying out a relationship of we're just sleeping together. Like, I don't think there's a healthy way.
It's funny that this society has done that for so many years because it feels unorthodox and it doesn't feel right to me either. As much as I might have wanted to be the guy at some point that can just have casual relationships with people, I'm really not built that way because I'm built to connect. I think we all are, right? So it's like, it's just...
That's how people suffer in silence, though. You know what I mean? Because, like, so what happens is, you know, like you don't have the conversation, or even if you do have the conversation, one of the two people that's getting like the shit end of the stick that actually wants more but isn't getting it will just settle because like they want that from you so bad that like they hope that if they just stay around and we keep doing it the way that we're doing it, that what'll happen is eventually you'll turn into, oh, now I want more, right? So they don't say anything about it, they don't talk about it, they don't communicate it, and
then it blows up
bro,
later.
It brews.
It blows up later, like what happened today with you and him.
Yeah.
They say in these type of relationships, we're talking about somebody always gets hurt. Yeah. Can I share something with you?
Sure.
What I do in business, and this is what I do with men, and I think that I probably should have been more direct in relationships too because it can work, is write out your expectations from me for this job, and I'll write out my expectations from you. Because I can't come in and have some passive-aggressive attitude towards one of my guys when they don't know what my expectations are. So when I blow up, I'm the child.
Yeah.
And they, because they work for me, want to give me whatever it is I'm looking for, but they didn't know what my expectations were to begin with. And I didn't know theirs. And so what if they're feeling slighted? And so as men that need to make money and conduct business, let's lay it out on the table. Yeah. And it's still a challenge, even between men, to be able to have this discussion. The same thing that's going to give me a healthy, happy life in my relationship is what's going to give me this beautiful, growing business because of direct communication. And when it comes to this dating, this is just very casual thing. Somebody always gets hurt. I think it's such a smart fucking move to be like,
it doesn't work, bro. And those are crucial conversations, whether it's with like whether it's in a romantic relationship or whether it's in a business relationship with one of your employees. It's like these are crucial conversations that a lot of people don't fucking have, and that's why there are so many problems in relationships and friendships, is because people don't sit down and have these kinds of conversations where it's like, what are your true expectations, right? And then when you throw it on the table, I have to be able to sit there and honestly answer whether or not I can meet those expectations or not. And if I can't, I have to make that known. And then a decision has to be made on that. I can't just be like, all right, yeah, those are your expectations. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
No, you have to
and
be
then,
honest.
And then not do it.
Like, I'm sorry,
because
can't.
then I'm hurting that person.
Yeah, and I don't want to hold you up, and I don't think I can give you what it is you're looking for. And you appreciate them being honest, and they should appreciate you being honest, because dragging somebody along because, like, fear of hurting, I met some strong women in my life, and they're like, rip the fucking Band-Aid off, so to speak. Like, tell me what it is, because I'd rather know right now and deal than be strung along.
Yep.
Like, women have come where I'm sitting there trying to, like, protect someone's emotions. They make me look like a sucker. Like, who does that to people? Like, you can't just be straight and direct. And I respect that a lot.
That shit is so hard to really stay in tune with all of that on a daily basis. Because again, you have to be like that with people in general. Like, people that you're having interactions with on a daily basis, like, that kind of stuff has to be known to avoid those blow-ups.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, they blow up because they had expectations. I had no idea what their fucking expectations were to begin with. So, like, I have no idea that I'm not meeting the expectations that they have for me, and it's coming off to them as disrespect.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's like this nasty fucking line.
It's like the old jail shit, like, yo, you think he thinks I'm pussy?
Yeah.
You think
exactly.
he thinks I'm pussy? And, yeah, if you're feeling something and you just fail to mention it that one time, it blows up later. So if you let one thing go by, you might take a day to think about how you feel and how you want to approach it, but you have to sit down and say, hey, when you did X, Y, Z. Because if not, it'll just blow up later. So it's crucial. Relationships are crucial. I don't have time in my life anymore, and I'm realizing this, and I know how bad it can go. I don't have time in my life anymore for the relationships that aren't like the ones that are the most important to get me to where I go, because, I care about my relationships, and they take nurturing. I care about the plants out in front of my yard at my house. They need fucking nurturing. I care about my dogs. There's nothing that can be neglected if I want it to grow.
Yeah.
And not to come up with a goofy philosophical analogy, but it's like the relationships matter, and like I don't have the bandwidth for anything more than what's on my plate already.
Yeah.
Because they matter. Speaking of expectations, right? And Jess and I are going to talk about this too when we start the podcast. But I heard this so many years ago from my cousin, where she said, when you get married, I was a kid at the time, but I always remembered it. She said, everything matters. I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, who does the dishes? Who takes out the trash? Sure. Why? Because somebody might end up getting resentful and you never speak about it, and that's where it starts.
Because you feel like they're not doing their part.
Yeah. So you talk about who does everything. And that's why people since forever have just said, like, relationships are really fucking hard. Smart fucking decision on your part, man. And look, like you're saying, like, I think some of my biggest growth is, you're saying now, like, I don't want to show up for somebody until I can give them everything that, like, they deserve. I used to try to mold the man to be able to show up, like, respectfully, because I know that somebody else is going to give me all of them, and I want to be able to reciprocate. Yeah. Those relationships where the guy's a complete fucking bonehead and the girl, because girls, they lead with love, man. They nurture, so they give you everything they have. We just fucking take it all in and spit back nothing. You're fucking hurting people, And the fact that you're saying that type of shit.
Well, so...
That's like you don't want to live congruent now, man.
One of my
that's
main
a guy
things,
recovery, bro.
One of my main things is I'm trying to avoid hurting people, whoever it is, whether it's my friends, my family, strangers, co-workers, people I see at meetings, whoever it is, bro. Like, I'm trying to avoid hurting people, because then what happens is I have to 10th step it, right? Like,
how does that work?
Continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. So at the end of my night, I review my day, right? And pretty much, like, I have to review all the interactions that I have with people, right? And, like, I pray for the awareness of, like, please, if I've wronged somebody, make me aware of it, and then give me the strength to go and make it right, right? And I don't want to have to go up to somebody and say, hey, I was wrong. What can I do to make it right? So, like, to avoid that, I just try not to hurt people on a daily basis, bro.
Look how delicate it is to be in recovery where, like, you know, we have a buddy in the other room who's been clean X amount of years, a lot of years, and give me the strength to be able to make it right or to go and address this. Being in recovery means addressing really hard, difficult, crucial conversations. And even still, people with many, many years will fall short on a particular day on something that will do a lot for them.
Yeah.
Very delicate.
It's hard, bro.
I think that's why people don't make it.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
And it's a new lease on life. Now all of a sudden you're apologizing for this. You're biting your tongue for that. I didn't mean to cut you off, right? But
you're
you're doing all these different things you've never done before. You go home, you're probably fucking exhausted. But like, real growth, is it on the other side of shit that's uncomfortable and different? Does it feel good for you doing things the way you're doing?
Yeah, because I feel fulfilled. I feel like I'm actually putting effort into my day. You know what I'm saying? Beyond just like coming into work and like working my hours here for money. Like, I feel like I'm putting in work in all of my actions, like putting real effort in, right? Like, whereas before, like, I didn't care, bro. I didn't care who I hurt, what I did, how I came off. I didn't care about any of that shit, bro. You know? Now I do, bro. Now it bothers me if I do something that you feel slighted on, or you feel disrespected, or you feel like I wronged you in any way, shape, or form. That shit will keep me up at night. Because I don't want to be that guy anymore. I've been that guy for so fucking long, bro. So what does it take? It takes a little bit more fucking effort on my part to make sure that like I'm aware of like what all of my moves are. You know what I mean? And like before I do something, how is this going to make this person feel, right? And if it's going to make them feel any type of way, then I just don't fucking do it, whether I want to do it or not.
Right.
And that's how I know that I'm.
You got to
living
show
for other
restraint.
people.
I want this. I want to do this now, but I know it's going to hurt them, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, restraint, discipline, all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, the other day, on Monday, it was fucking raining, dude. Like, pouring fucking rain, dude. And I got home from work, and, you know, I usually go to a meeting Monday night, and real quick, like, I sat down on my bed, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to a meeting tonight. It was like 6:30. Meeting started at 7. Nope, I'm not going to a meeting tonight. And like 10 minutes later, I started feeling guilty, you know? I was like, nah, see? Because here's the thing. That little decision right there, what happens is, in my head, I make it okay to now not go to a meeting on one Monday, right? And then Friday comes along, and I come up with an excuse why I shouldn't do it on Friday either, right? So then I miss 2 meetings out of the 4 days a week that I go. And then I do it again on Saturday, and then before you know it, I only made 1 meeting a week. That keeps going, and all that compounds, and then before you know it, I'm not going to any meetings a week. And then before you know it, I justify why having a drink is a great idea and why it's a good idea. And then I go and have that drink, and then before you know it, I justify why me doing a little bit of Coke with the drink is a great idea, and then I'm gone.
That whole play the tape out has never been as real to me as it is like nowadays. Because when people say that, some people that don't understand will be like, "What kind of extremes are those, buddy?" It's a little bit excessive, but it's
not.
It's really not. I have a child that recently I went through something with her where she had fast food, and then I think the next week on the same day she had fast food, and what she started to say was like, "Yeah, usually on Tuesdays," she was trying to justify. On Tuesdays we have like Chick-fil-A or something like that. I'm like, no, we don't. She did it twice because that's the child's brain, and so we carry that into our adulthood where we're like, yeah, on Mondays I don't really go to meetings because you skipped 2. Just like that, Mondays are gone. What am I going to sacrifice and justify I don't need next? Child's brain, man. And it's up to us. And also, you had to make the decision to go in the dark. What if you're also like Steve, Frank, John, Joe? They don't go on Mondays. Yeah, but like...
Steve, Frank, John, and Joe don't end up in a tent with a cat in the woods, bro. You know what I mean? Steve, Frank, John, and Joe don't end up walking under 95 and going to every single fucking trash can that's down there looking for somebody's fucking throwaway Nifty 50s fries because I'm starving. You know what I mean? They don't live like that. I do, right? So there's this thing that a friend of mine taught me where it's like play the tape through, but play the tape backwards, right? Because what'll happen sometimes is you'll play the tape through and you'll see where it starts, and like it's not that bad, right? And by the time you get to the bad parts, you've already glorified it where it's not that bad in the beginning, so you go and do it anyway, right? Now, if you play the tape backwards and you start at the end where it's like, okay, if I take this drink, where does it end up? Well, it ends up with me shooting coke, homeless, not showering for fucking months, selling works, right? If I play it back, all right, so where does it go before that? Well, it goes to I probably lost my job, but like I still have some shit that I could sell, so I'll be able to be a functioning drug addict. And then I still have my job, but I'm hiding shit. So like I'm walking around with like this guilty conscience all the time. And like by the time I get to the second or third point, it's like, yeah, I'm not, get the fuck out. I'm not doing this shit. You know what I mean? So play it backwards. That way you don't have that chance of glorifying the easy parts of it in the beginning. You just go straight to the end where it was just a straight catastrophe.
Jeez, man. I hear a voice in my head all the time that says, like, every time he just slows down, he does this right. He's great. Just slow down because, like, you just meaning take the time to think like you just did. And stuff in the dark, meaning, like, I'll be at home, be like, I need to send this text. Might just be to let somebody know how much I appreciate them.
Yeah.
Just in case they don't, or I need to do this. And a lot of people, like, camera on, camera off type shit. Pretend there's a camera on you at all times. What's like the thing I'm supposed to do right now? A lot of people can't be real with themselves. That's the growth. You're being real with yourself. I know this works for me. I know I'm supposed to do this. You also know your patterns. It took us till I'm damn near 40. You're in your 30s to start to say, I'm going to look at the patterns because they are that severe. Like life is not a game anymore. And that's where this thing started. It was like, what are your goals, man? All this stuff you're talking about so that you can feel good inside. Well, where are you headed? What are you aiming for? Tell me what EJ's life looks like 5 years from now in a perfect world. No, in the world you're fucking creating. What does that look like, man?
My family continues to tell me how proud they are of me. I have a platform on social media where I have millions of followers, not because I'm hot or because I'm cool, but because I share a message of inspiration and motivation, and I help people get out of the dark places that they're in, that I was once in, and I do it out of love, like not for anything monetary, but I do it strictly out of love because I want to help people, because that's what I want to do. I have a nice financial cushion because I've had the disciplines to like not spend my money like a fucking jerk off for 5 years. Hopefully this tax bill is knocked out of the way. All these debts are knocked out of the way, and people can fucking rely on me. You know what I mean? Like, what I want more than anything is, like, for people to say, like if I say that I'm going to be somewhere, that there's no question that I'm going to show up. You know what I mean? Like, for people to say, like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. He'll be here. 100%.
You were always like that when I met you, bro, in 2020.
Yeah. And then there was times where I wasn't, And like, I don't want that anymore. Like, I don't want to be that ever again, bro. I want to be the person that like my friends and my family have the utmost confidence in, that like I am doing the right thing at all fucking times, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like that, like I'm somebody that they could be proud of. Like proud to say like, yo, that's my friend. That's my brother. That's my son. You know what I mean? Proud, because I'm out here doing things the right fucking way for once. And I have more than enough ability to do it, bro. I just have to stay out of that dark place. I have to stop letting those little fucking things that I let creep up on me, don't even give them the opportunity to knock at the door, bro. And it's by continuing to do these things that I'm doing. Like, I have all these reminders set on my phone. My phone goes off with alerts all day long with reminders so that I don't forget to do the things that I do, right? My prayer in the morning, take my meds in the morning, right? At night, say your prayers at night. I have reminders for my therapy appointments so that I don't miss those and I don't forget those. I have reminders for the days that I'm supposed to go to meetings, Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, I make sure that I hit those meetings. I have a reminder every single night that I have this template of this daily inventory check-in sheet that I fill out, and I send it to my therapist, Madison, from IOP. I send it to her every single night, right? Because what I used to do is she printed out sheets, and I would fill them out every night, and then I would go into IOP and hand them to her. I don't have IOP anymore, so I can't go in and hand them to her. So I copied the template, put it in my notes, and I do it every single fucking night.
Because it works for you, and you know it works for you.
Because it works for me, bro. Because it keeps me accountable, and because I know that if I'm lacking in anything, because I'm very honest on those pages. I don't just tell her what she wants to hear. I'm very honest. So, like, if I've had something where, like, I fell short or, like, I didn't do something the right way, I write it on that thing, and when I send it to her, she holds me accountable.
Yeah.
You know? And she tells me how great I'm doing.
You are, bro. You're a talented guy. You're going to rise to the highest level in this business and in this profession and everything that we're doing. We have a lot going on together, but it's not that I want you for, man. It's the strength of character. The Rarities podcast, where I'm going to interview guys, it's not about the business. It's the strength of character behind the founder. It's not about the talent. It's the strength of character. And what that's made of is every fucking thing that you just said that you're doing in the dark because it matters to you now. Stuff that no one's holding you accountable for, you're holding yourself accountable to. Yeah. And people want to do business with those kind of guys. They want to be around those kind of guys. You're going to get everywhere you're going, bro. That's all I got for you.
Yeah.
Love you, bro.
Me too.
Life on E. DJ. JD. Yeah. DJ. Yeah. Life on E.